Okay, time to put this box in. Let's see. I have not tried it yet. I'm going to try to line up these holes so I can kind of squeeze in, sneak in some screws there. Looks like the top is going to be fine about where it's at. And I haven't tapped this in with a hammer yet. I'm hoping not to have to cut it anymore. Look at that. Wow. Almost don't even have to put any screws in it. I just cut it in the plywood that nice and tight. I have those backing screws in there. Beauty. Because see, when I get all done, I'll put a plate. I'll put a plate in there with my goodie. I'll put that in there, and I'm just going to put that over the top of that when this comes out of this hole. Actually, that's not going to come out of this hole. This wire is going to be in here. Then I'm going to have my finished wire coming from the light fixture going in there. And I only have a 1/2 inch to deal with. Okay, but I'll have to squeeze it in there nice and tight. Push them in there, rearrange that, push that in there tight. And then I'm going to just surface screw this into the plywood all the way around. Normally you don't use a square like that, but because it's going to be the wall sconce, it's just going to be a slightly different way to do it. Okay, so I'm going to take my screw and put it in there. And I'm going to squeeze this up in here and get the plywood, or the 1x. Just like that. I'm not too concerned if this is flush. The heads of the screws. Okay, the heads of the screws are sticking out a little bit, but they're inside the box. I don't really care about that. And I'm not going to screw anything on here because we're not putting a regular light fixture back up in here. Right? We're having to do this a different way. I don't know of any other way to do this. If you've got any ideas, you can think about how I'm doing it and then say, well, that's how Joe did it, all fine and dandy, but this is how I'm going to do it based on stuff I saw with Joe. And yes, I learned a few things from Joe. And now I can do my project. Now see how this thing floats in there? Because I didn't put that little goodie in there. And if I had an extra one of these, I would have done it. If I had an extra one, I don't want to have to go back to the store. So I'm going to use my goodie for the piece that comes out, you know, the flat plate there that comes out. So this is just going to be kind of running slightly loose in there. Once I get the wire in here, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm not really concerned about it. Is it per code exactly? No, it's not. Is the inspector going to see this? Probably not. It's existing. And here's where it was before. I've got the light switch off. And I can strip this. I'm going to have to decide how much it is to strip. And I can strip it. And you know, I'll probably strip it from there. Get my sheetrock knife out. And some people would frown upon this, but you watch any electrician, they use a sheetrock knife like that to score this. Just scoring the outside sheathing. I'm trying to not go too deep with it. careful when you're using a sheetrock knife. You can cut your finger right off if you're not careful. Or slice it. Slice and dice. We don't want to do that. We're not planning on going to any hospital today, that's for sure. Okay? Well, that's how you install a cut-in box like that. If you want to stick around, I might show you how to put the plate on. I'm getting ready to install a wall sconce. I took the existing light fixture off the wall, and here's the existing light fixture that I took off the wall. And I ended up having to put a cut-in box in here because the existing wires, there's a 1x4 back there, and I put in a pancake box. I could have put in a cut-in box like this, and this deal pushes in to the wall, and then you tighten up the screws, and that pulls this right up tight with the plywood behind there. I couldn't do that because the 1x4 was in my way. Okay, so lucky for me, I brought 2 different cut-in boxes that I can do. Now I'm going to put the wall sconce in. Well, the wall sconce isn't really set up for a light fixture. You know, got this at the store. Isn't that cool? That's going to be the wall sconce. And we couldn't just install it without doing some thought process here. I had to go to the store and buy that, because then that's going to fit up in there. And then I have to have a wire, pre-finished wire, which is going to be this little goodie right here. I got at the hardware store, had them cut it. And I had 3 wall sconces to do. And this is my last one. So then this is the finished piece that gets connected from there, and then it loop-de-loops, and it goes into this box. How are we going to put it into that box? Well, that's what this video is all about. You want to learn how to do that? Stick around. Now, how are we going to do that, Joe? How are we going to do that? Well, there's no right or wrong reason to do that. Here's the existing wire I ended up putting in the box. I'm just going to take a flat plate like that. There's a round knockout in the center of that. And I'm going to actually take that and surface mount it and screw it right into the plywood. And I looked at this. This wasn't painted before. It's got some goobers right in there. Really not going to see that stuff once we get the wall sconce up. But see, at the store they had 2 different sizes. I ended up getting a bigger one too, and I might decide to put that on there like that, and I can just do that, and that might be what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to kind of look at that and make a decision if I'm going to like that or not. See that hole? We're going to knock that out. Take my cutters here, and I see which way it's going to push out. This way. I can hit that. Come on. There. Okay. Get that out of there. Now let me think about this here for a moment. I'm going to put this blank plate over there. I'm going to have this wire coming out of it like that, coming over to that wall sconce over there. Okay, so that means I'm going to put this little gizmo in there facing that way, because it's going to push out that direction. Okay, so I'm going to take that and just push it in there. See how I'm going to do this. I can do it that way, or can I pull this out. Let's think about this here for a minute. Okay. I think maybe I'll do it this way. And I can push this wire through there. Come on. Yeah, it wants to push through this way like that. Okay. See, now I can pull on it like that. See, that can be the part that sticks out of the wall. I mean, I don't really care which way it pulls out of the wall. I can pull it like that. And I'll have this side facing out since that tape's on there. Doesn't really matter. And maybe that's probably all the wire I need to go into the wall. I can make that up, push it in there. Okay, I'll have this piece sticking out, I guess. Now see, I can't pull it back, so if you want to pull out further, you can pull this back out and start again. Okay. And so I'll strip the wire. I'll take that and strip the wire back. However I want to do it. And my sheetrock knife is not the sharpest. Not the sharpest tool. It's kind of old. See how old that is? It's rusty and stuff. I could change it. You know, I think I can strip out that much wire. Like that. I can peel that back and I can cut this off. Cutters. And it looks like it's got some paper here. Some, you know, just some stuff that's wrapped around each wire. Let's gently cut that stuff off of there. Boy. Like that. Now I can strip these ends off, and I'll probably do it a little bit more than that. There's different little hole sizes on the cutter. Looks like a black one, I might want to do a little bit more. And then I take that's stranded wire. That means it's all little pieces. Okay. So I just kind of wrap it around itself. That way I can make that like stiff. Then I've got to get some wire nuts. I'm going to use some little orange ones. I went to the hardware store. I got a little container like this, and it's got different colors, red, yellow. You see there's an orange one there. I even got some little blue tiny ones, and then even some little gray ones. Okay, so you can get different ones at the store. Because see, the yellow ones could work too. Because that's 12 gauge wire. If it was 14 gauge wire, maybe these yellow ones wouldn't work. But I do believe those will work. Besides, maybe I don't want to use all my orange ones up. But look, I've got enough orange ones. I got 3 orange ones there, 3 yellow ones. So I'm just going to have to decide which ones to use. Okay, that's your next step.